Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel, AbFab. My name is Denise, and this is the channel for the 45 plus, where we just sit around and we talk about makeup and all things fun with makeup. If you're interested in seeing my Get Ready With Me, where I basically create this look, then I do hope that you'll continue to watch the video and join me in that endeavor. It would be great to sit down and chit chat with you. I hope you're all having a really great day. And if you're new here to the AbFab channel, then I would absolutely love if you hit the subscribe button, and then it'll keep you abreast of when I upload my latest videos, which I really try hard is once every week. Not this year, but that is always the goal. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, then just keep watching. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to moisturize my face now that it's clean. And I love to use the Ordinary. This is hyaluronic acid, 2%. And I just get it all over to kind of moisturize everything, pat it on. Oh. Kind of my one defense in Canada to really sort of help my skin. At nighttime, I do use the Ordinary rosehip seed oil. It's cold pressed, organic, and really kind of helps to kind of keep everything nice and moisturized at nighttime. But in the daytime, I definitely use the hyaluronic acid 2%. And to kind of get my lips prepped for whatever I'm going to put under my mask, I'm going to use this, which is the L'Occitane. It is their 10% shea butter lip balm, which I love. So I'll just kind of slather that all over. I'm sure many of you that are organized have already finished all of your Christmas shopping. If you're in Canada, certainly if you live in Alberta like I do, we've just had some really recent and new, very restrictive COVID bylaws put in place. So basically you are not allowed to socialize outside of your cohort family group. That is till January the 8th. So no visiting, no friends over, just your family. So for my family, that's just my husband and I. So, but my dad, he is by himself now, as my mom passed away this year. And he is allowed, because he lives at home by himself, to assign two people, the same two people, but two people that would be able to go see him. So that'll be my brother and I. So it's a very different looking Christmas, certainly for my family, because my mom played a pivotal role in our holiday get-together. She was the one that did all the cooking. She was the one who went overboard with the gifts. She made it really special, and she's not here this year. So this will be the first Christmas without her, and it's just really difficult. So don't want to get into a crying fest. I just want to put my face on and get out the door. But I know that I'm joined by a lot of other of my friends on YouTube who've lost family members, brothers, fathers, and other relatives and friends, either from COVID or from cancer or other conditions. And so I certainly feel like I'm definitely not alone. I know for a lot of us it's going to be a very difficult Christmas. So just know that I see you, I know you're out there, and I'm also thinking of you. All right, so I've let kind of all of that hyaluronic acid really just sort of soak in. I just love it. And I'm going to just share a little secret with you, because I like to put on a makeup primer. And I've always, if you've watched my channel, I've kind of stuck with the Benefit Professional Makeup Primer. I love it. It's got a slight scent to it, but it just holds on to the makeup. And I don't have huge problem with pores, but typically I have large pores kind of in the T-zone, and that's where I would normally wear it. But I found this great product like a few years ago. I'm on a pan project because I use the smallest amount, and this is called the number 7. You might not be able to see it with my IKEA light there, but it is the number 7 Instant Illusion Express Wrinkle Filler. I know, it's a mouthful. It's basically a silicone-based product, but when I tell you that when you put it on, it acts exactly like a silicone-based primer. I'm not lying, but it does remarkably well at actually filling in some fine lines. So typically I just put it on my finger, and then I do just kind of put it on the chin where I have really some large pores. And there you can just kind of like buff it in with your hands. And there's nothing on this face. This is the au naturel of au naturel. As a matter of fact, I haven't even got my eyebrows done in like forever, which probably by the state of how they look, you're probably like, I'm not surprised. Everything just feels really nice and has a nice kind of like slip to it. I know you're thinking like, well, then why would you wear it? Because your makeup will slip all over. But it just really helps to kind of even out those fine lines. So for me, like I said, that's definitely around the eyes. I did, of course, the Sephora haul, and I treated myself to my first ever Charlotte Tilbury product, and that was this product right here in this tiniest little, ever so cute, completely adorable, but this comes, I believe, in 4 shades, and I can't even remember the price. It was expensive, but I bought it on the VIB, and it's literally a cream color corrector, so a little different than just a under eye concealer, because it just doesn't mask and conceal. It actually corrects sort of like that color difference. And so for me, it's definitely in the sort of eye, inner eye area, where it's kind of, as you can see, kind of bluish and shaded. I've got a little hyperpigmentation over here on my left cheek due to obviously driving and sunglasses not covering that area, and probably not wearing enough sunscreen in the summertime, and I just find this really evens it out just beautifully. And I like to apply as much makeup as possible, with the exception, of course, of foundation, because it's a little too sloppy, with my finger, because I find that your actual, body temperature helps to really kind of warm up those makeup products, and they just go on a little bit easier. It's just my take on things, but certainly for cream products that would be true. So you just take a very, very small amount. The whole idea, again, is just a nice tapping motion. And you're going to see, I'll just do this eye here, and you'll see the difference when you apply the color corrector. It's really, really, really great. And a little goes a long way. I'm just going to go in here with that, because that is really where I have the biggest kind of like dark blue gray shading. Okay, just gonna get a bit more there. And it is. So you can see right away, just from the left eye to the right eye, just how much bigger and brighter that eye already appears without going in with any concealer yet. So I completely love it. If you've never tried a Charlotte Tilbury product, yes, they're expensive, but like I said, just a very small amount. You basically saw I just went around the eye. It's not like concealer where you're like slathering it all over, and it's such a beautiful product. So check out the shades. There's only the 4 shades. So this is like a salmony peach with kind of like a slight pink base to it that makes this color corrector work, and it's so effective. Oh, I like to kind of just prep the eyes, because of course when I go out I am going to do some eyeshadow and play up my eyes, because really that's about all you can see of my face. And I always use my MAC Painterly Pot. Everybody knows about it. Another cream product. It's actually, you think, a little similar to the Charlotte Tilbury, but it's a little bit mauvey pink. And I just kind of just put that on my lid, just to kind of get rid of all the veininess, even out the sort of texture and the color more so. Get that all in there. I'd say concealer that I need is the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. It is really, when I tell you that it's almost equal to the Tarte Shape Tape, I'm not joking. Average price point, and the fact that it doesn't really settle into fine lines and wrinkles is definitely a pro. It's a little bit red. If I have any red spots, sometimes I have a little red here by my nose and then down by my neck, because only because I've been using hairspray, and anytime I use hairspray, that's it. Game over. It's like right away I get pimples. So just taking a damp beauty blender that I have wrung out, I'm just gonna blend all of that in. And again, you don't need to use a lot. Again, the whole idea is if you're 45 and older, less is definitely more. Today I want to go for something a little bit more fresh, a little bit more dewy, and so for that reason I'm going to pick this, which is L'Oreal. It is the Infallible Pro Glow, and this is in the color 202, which I believe is probably like classic ivory. And then I'm just going to give a few sweeps. Now that I've got everything mainly settled, kind of even out the rest of the texture of that. And then I'm just going to put that all over. It's always nice to just kind of get in there and just get all of the foundation. It looks always a little scary for me because I am so pale, and certainly in wintertime. I do like to buff it out just in case I've missed any with this, which is my Morphe 439. It is a foundation brush, and then that just in case I missed any areas. Kind of like it. It is still on the fence. Don't know if it's better than the NYX, but it is the CoverGirl. So I like it because, of course, it has a spoolie. Like I said, I have not had my eyebrows done or trimmed in a while. They are looking a tad bit unruly. If you've watched my channel for quite a while, other than a few handfuls of times, you know that I'm not really big on the fully manicured brow. Just for me, it's not the look that I'm going for, but I do like it to look a little bit more uniform, and so for that I'm just gonna kind of get in here and just fill in some sparse areas and do just that, make it a little bit more uniform. So, and I don't know, it's like a nice frame on a picture. But you know what they say about brows? They are definitely not sisters, more like distant cousins. Actually go in with a little bronzer because I know I have my little IKEA light, and way behind it I have a ring light. It's really washing me out. This is to finish my Physicians Formula, the famous, the original, the OG butter bronzer, and this one is the light. I just really want to warm up the periphery, so that's what the butter bronzer lets me do, and aside of that, it just smells so great. So anyways, it'll be so interesting to kind of edit this video because these videos tend to be quite long. I'm going to take this, which is my Hourglass. It's, you know, the Hourglass with the 3 setting powders, and then you have the bronzer and a blush and a highlight. Bronzer, you guys, is so good. And this I talked about. This is in H&M now, all of the e.l.f. brushes, but this is the e.l.f. contour brush, and it is so dense and soft, and it's like, it never wavers, so it's like perfect for doing contour. So just taking a little bit of the Hourglass bronzer, and I like to just kind of chisel out that side of my nose. I'm definitely just taking advantage of the whole contour situation for sure. So just, and it's so effortless to use this e.l.f. contour brush when you're doing your nose contour. I can't even express to you how wonderful this brush is. I've never gone really gaga for any particular brush. You know, a good brush is a good brush. This is like amazing. So I'm going to use this just to kind of get in underneath the hollows of my cheeks because I want to just make sure that I have a little cheek definition. Another fun fact about getting a little bit older is everything obviously is being pulled down, including the nice kind of plumpness of your cheeks. So, and then as everything gets pulled down, so does your nice tight jawline. So, but I think the most effortless kind of look is that really soft, finished, polished makeup look where it doesn't look like you're trying too hard. Do this. This is with my NYX Wonder Stick, and this really just helps to define that whole nose, the nose of the white, because then that really just makes the dark part that you've contoured really stick out, and it's definitely more defined. So you can see right away, it's little kind of trick I picked up, that for my eyeshadow look today as I go out and do the rest of my Christmas shopping will be the Natasha Denona, the Glam palette. Again, I will definitely be linking just, you know, that video where I purchased it. I would love to do some looks for you on this. I am loving this. I have traditionally always been attracted to warm eyeshadow palettes, which is extremely strange because I am definitely, you know, a cool toned gal. But I finally broke down and bought this at the Sephora VIB sale, even though I thought, you know what, I've got enough eyeshadows that I could make this, I could mimic this palette. I'm so glad I did. This is the most beautiful everyday eyeshadow palette that I own, next to the Naked Urban Decay Naked 3 and my Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette. Those three, so including this one now. And this is the coolest of those three, and I absolutely love it. If you love cool tones, if you have a similar complexion, similar hair color, I have blue eyes, although of course all my lights are burning them out. I think you will just love this. And if you are new to the makeup world, the brilliance of this is that basically she has come along and she has labeled, not named the colors, but labeled them according to where they go on your eye. So if you're like watching YouTube and you're like, what's a transition? What's a crease? What do I put in the center eyelid? What do I put in the inner corner, the outer third? It's all labeled for you right here. And then as you get more comfortable with applying it, then you can just kind of really, you know, customize the look the way you would like to wear the shadows. So that's what we're going to do today. Since I do the editing on my MacBook Pro and I use iMovie, I don't pay for any software editing. I can't drag and drop any, you know, images anymore. I used to be able to take a picture of this palette and show you. So I'm going to try hold it, and then I'll say the name and I'll put the name in the editing of the shadow that I used. But again, I am not a makeup artist. I'm just like you. I'm just a working gal that's over the age of 45, and I'm just doing a get ready with me. I'm actually going to pick this color down here. It's like a soft taupey beige, and she's labeled it a transition color, and I'm just going to take that right here, tapping it off, and I'm just going to take a nice fluffy brush. I'm going to just kind of now go over the whole lid, just kind of lay down to me that nice color. So just getting it all over the lid, and I like to bring it up, but let's be real. If you're watching YouTube and you're watching this Get Ready With Me, it's because you also really like to play with makeup. And in the strangest way, sometimes that's extremely relaxing and rather cathartic. Right beside the transitional, and it's called crease. Don't normally go the way she suggests, but I'm going to take that and I'm actually going to put it in my crease. So again, for hooded eye gals like myself, if you just kind of raise your eyebrows a little but look straight ahead, then you want to just start by getting right in underneath that orbital bone and just very softly kind of dragging the crease color around until you build it up to the color that you're looking for. And I just generally, unless you're going for a very specific look, I generally do it the full arch of that orbital bone. So I just think it looks so pretty. We'll blend this color out a little bit with the blending color, but it really just helps to kind of frame the eyes. And if you take it just right to that orbital bone, it also really helps to, you know, just open the eye and give you just so much more sort of like real estate to work with. So all right, so I think once I kind of have that crease color on, it's actually called crease, and I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to go back with my shading brush and I'm going to go into this one, and it's called Blend. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to start kind of outer third, just really soft, big, round, kind of sweeping motion, and I'm just going to help to blend that color. And it just helps to kind of give it a little bit more of an opacity, also makes the color a little bit more interesting, a little smoother. definitely blended. So you can see how that works really well. Smoke out the outer third. This is kind of a go-to everyday look for me because I like the added dark third on the outside. It just adds a little bit more dimension. So you just want to be very careful in taking it because it is a very smoky color. And I come in, just kind of start from the outside corner at about a 45-degree angle to the lower lid. That's how I start the color, and then very precisely bring it in right where the eye naturally sort of moves. So just underneath the orbital bone. And really kind of helps to make that eyeshadow look, as you can see already, just a little bit more interesting. Definitely gives the eye perfect boundary, makes your eyes look bigger, and again, just visibly creates a more interesting look. Now, I could do a cut crease, and a cut crease is basically once you have applied kind of your crease and your outer third, you're going to either use concealer with a detailed brush to kind of get the, the outer third to the mid portion if you're applying a color, or oftentimes it's from the inner corner to the center. But you can see I've generally avoided that area, so that's good because this is where I'm going to put my sort of, I call it my feature color. And you may have heard some ridiculous rules in makeup, like if you're over the age of 45 and you have crepey sort of eyelids, you don't want to use a lot of glitter. You use however much glitter you want. That's how makeup works. We don't put makeup on for the enjoyment of other people. We put makeup on because we enjoy it and we like how it looks. So for me, that's all about the glitter. But I know there's people out there that are like, no, it just enhances wrinkles and it just makes you look older and more tired. Again, I do not wear makeup for anybody else but myself. One which actually says center eye. And for that, I always use my fingers when applying any kind of metallic or any type of shimmer. So taking that, I just sort of press it on and then give it a sweep like that. Can you just see the shine on that? And I just think wow, once you have a little eyeliner, a little mascara, that just looks amazing. And then just gonna very carefully tap that just a little bit into that inner corner because we're going to use a slightly different inner corner at the end. Same on this eye. I mean, you guys, come on. Is there a color as gorgeous? This color actually reminds me of the James Bond movie when, James Bond comes in and the girl is literally dead but covered in gold. Okay, so there you have it. I just think that is so pretty. That alone to me would be worth this palette, but there's so many of those 5 mattes in this actual whole palette, and I'm not angry with it. Look at that color. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this very straight. I like to just take whatever crease color that I use, and I am literally just taking it on there, just looking up, and I like to just press it in the lower lash area. But this is a really excellent little brush from Morphe on, and also helps to give a little shape to the eyes. Okay, so just gonna hold that and just trace along the bottom lash, just like this. I'm not gonna do any drastic wing, bring it out to the corner. But then I'm also going to do some tight lining. So just follow the upper lash line and then just do a little tight lining. Some people don't like tight lining. It took me a while to get used to it just because my eyes are extremely sensitive and they would always water. But this one, the ILLAMASQUA, I did get it in a Ipsy makeup bag, but it is a good line and it doesn't irritate my eyes. I'm going to take this, which is another NYX Wonder Stick, and I'm going to make the bottom of my eyes a little bigger. So I'm going to do a little on the waterline of this, which is not white. It is this beautiful Wonder Stick and kind of fair. And putting this in the bottom waterline, you'll see really opens up your eyes. So I'm going to curl my eyelashes with my favorite eyelash curler that really needs a good cleaning. And this is the Tarte. This is the Tarte eyelash curler that I got last year for Christmas. So I'm just going to go in like that. And yeah, I just, you know me and rhinestones. Like, I absolutely love rhinestones. And that really gives good lift to your eyelashes. So I'm going to do the same here. And then, okay, again, if it's not a plug for my other videos, I swear, but one just leads to the other, leads to the other. I bought the Sephora Lash Stat Favorites kit that came with 10 mascaras and 2 full sizes, and one of the full sizes was this one, which is the Mcgrath Fetish mascara. I absolutely love it. It's a ridiculous price. I think in Canada, the regular price for this is $42, but I love it. The only criticism I'll say about this Fetish mascara by Mcgrath is it's such a thick, big brush that you can see there that it's very difficult, if you're like me with almond-shaped eyes, to get right into those fine eyelashes right in the inner corner. So for that, I have to use another brush, but incredible, incredible length and volume to my lashes, and it doesn't clump and it doesn't flake, and I don't know what to say. I just absolutely love it. One coat. That's what it looks like. But I can't begin to tell you, just like with this color right here, you can see how stunning it is. And I'm literally going to go in a corner and just pop that right out. I'm in love with this palette. I can't say enough about it. Just kind of just hit just the arch right up here, inner corner, just because it really, again, kind of catches the light. It's super pretty. Favorite go-to sort of lip look. I love so many of their products, but I absolutely love their bullet lipsticks. I love their pencils. I just think they are the perfect amount of creamy and opacified. They don't pull, they don't tug. You just sharpen them with a regular sharpener. And I just love using it. It's a tiny bit warm, but definitely on the nude taupey side. And I just think that it's complementary to so many of my lipsticks. I think that's going to be a nice color. I'm just going to see. So just going to line that and down a little here and just do a little shading in just to give some depth to my lipstick. That looked great. Okay, there's Rodeo Drive, so I'm just going to put that on in the center. Oh yeah, that is really very pretty. Yeah, it doesn't overwhelm the look of it at all. And the blush that I love, the dual pan, it has like this highlighter, which is like a blush topper called Toutou. And then you have this one here. Blush here is called Golden Coral. And I just think that it will add a nice kind of soft pink coral look. Real Techniques. Like if you haven't experienced Real Techniques, you need to go out and get Real Techniques brushes. They are just dollar for dollar, probably some of the best brushes on the market, and made by 2 sister YouTubers. And this blush brush is amazing, and I just like to kind of dab on the color, and then if it needs some blending, I'll do that. So I'm just going to do that. I'm never done because this face needs just a little extra, in my opinion. And it's only because I love all things that sparkle and I love highlighters. So I'm going to set this all just with my GERARD Cosmetics, of course, my Slay All Day makeup setting spray. You guys, look at that. Like normally I'd jump into the golds, the rose gold highlighter. Look at that, a tiny little bit there. Take it on the chin and the Cupid's bow. And a little bit on the cheek. Just the color Baby Root. I told you before, it just adds this little micro glitter, but it's undetectable. It just gives you intense high shine. and I just hit it here and here. I hope you guys really liked this video. I absolutely love all my makeup today, and I especially loved if you're thinking of buying, treating yourself or a makeup lover to a palette that is fair skinned, that's got, you know, all the same colorings and complexion as I do, and is somebody that doesn't want really loud colors and really is kind of sick of all the warm eyeshadow palettes, then you definitely want to consider purchasing Natasha Denona's Glam palette. I hope that you really like this video. It has been a long time since I have done a get ready with me, literally in my pajamas, and yeah, it just felt good to have a chit chat. I don't know what the editing is going to look like. I hope that you guys all have an absolutely amazing weekend. It is the last weekend before Christmas. It's hard to believe. I've always said this about 2020. It is the year that went by in a flash at a snail's pace. Wave 2 really hit our people hard, and in order to really sort of flatten that curve, they had to impose these restrictions. So it's not fun, but I know for a fact that 2021 at some point is going to be a much better year for us all in the entire world compared to 2020. So with that, I say, as I always do at the end of all my videos, I wish you all an absolutely fabulous week. Take care, everybody.